Hello trainers, Kaneto here, and just forget about Legend. You don't need Legend, you need Leaderboard. So here is a team submitted by Xymoulis, a fellow Greek trainer here from my area, and he's having a lot of action with a triple shiny team, full excels. Of course, we are talking about Open Master League with Dialga, with Groudon and Mewtwo, a pretty amazing team that if you have the resources will get you pretty high. Not the way you mean it, okay? Just on Pokemon Go levels. Okay, anyways, we're having here the Mewtwo dealing a lot of work against the enemy with the Shadow Ball, finishing off the Lugia, which is pretty neat. Now let's see the next one because we're having mostly bad leads here. And now we're gonna keep going with that Shadow Ball on the next one, which is the Dialga, and we provoke the shield. Big news here for our Groudon if we want to have any chance at all into sweeping down. So most plays are gonna be high level plays. You are seeing that the elo is beyond 3000, so we are gonna be able to go ahead with Xymoulis on the leaderboards with some really cool battles overall. We're gonna take the second shield out of play, and all we need to do now is to nuke down that Dialga out of existence with a pure earthquake once again. Over farming a little bit, I like this play, so let's see what they have at the back remaining, and it is gonna be the Zacian returning into the battle, so now we just need to keep pressuring with more earthquakes, and we're also pretty close to a fire punch if they happen to survive. Okay, yeah, they survived with 1 HP, so at this point we're just gonna keep farming down, and that is gonna be the end game for the first battle. Pretty nice one. Into the next one with Terrakion upon the lead. Horrible lead scenario. They resist, and also they deal super effective damage. We do not like those odds, so at this point we're gonna see the switch out to the Giratina, and we have the Mewtwo, so that can be always tricky, but still a double size track can do the work. The reason that we don't go here for the Shadow Ball is I think that we can never nuke down that Giratina, so we will always need 2 moves to finish off from the 100% HP scale the whole Giratina out of existence. So yeah, double size strike can always do the trick, and we took a shield in the process, which means now that they are on a farmable range for our Dragon Breaths, and Signed Dialga is gonna go in with a Roar of Time. Just kidding, that move is not up yet, perhaps next year on the Sinnoh Tour. And we got now the switch out to the Groudon, no primal at all because it is not allowed yet on the PvP scale, and we're gonna see the Sacred Sword. Okay, so Sacred Sword dealing a lot of damage. I was expecting less, so we're gonna see now the Earthquake nuking down the whole Dialga. They were trying to catch a Fire Punch surely, but Xymoulis knows better here. Another Earthquake for another nuke, and Groudon is the ultimate closer of this team. We're having now a very bad lead against Excadrill. The little guy is a pretty cool one for the big leagues, so yeah, Master League is really a very weird place for Excadrill, especially being as a code breaker in it. So now we're gonna see the switch out to the Mewtwo. They got the Metagross. And to be honest, I really like Shadow Ball on this battle because we can always outspeed and we can always nuke it down if we can play this correctly. Oh my goodness, they survived with 1 HP. I was hoping that we could nuke it down, but Metagross proving to be a very good Pokemon overall. So now Garchomp goes in, but the good news here is that we definitely avoided that Excadrill with our Dialga. So now we're gonna have the Groudon over the Excadrill and the Shadow Ball before fainting, which is pretty neat. I think the Dialga has to go in now. Even if we get nuked down, it doesn't matter at all. We still got Groudon, which means that it can easily go in, start farming down some energy, and finish off the battle with a potential Earthquake, gaining that CMP in the process as well. We don't care about CMPs with Groudon, and that is a good game. Oh, Xymoulis is in the building, so now we're having Melmetal up on the lead, even horrible than the previous Excadrill. So now we're gonna be able to stay in because even our backline might be a little bit struggling with that Mewtwo right here, so perhaps we need to stay in with a Dialga. Xymoulis knows better here, so we're just gonna use our move. They are gonna block, big block, and a nice catch with the superpower on the Mewtwo. They spent some energy, but still they got some more on that Melmetal. They got a Reshiram on the back. Pretty interesting to see how cool this Pokemon is because, jokes aside, this one is also a pretty cool Pokemon to use on the Open Master League. Fusion Flare, that's the first time I seeing it in action. Okay, so now we're just gonna farm it down with our Dragon Breaths. I said my there, but it's all about Xymoulis here. So farming down, we go down to the move, and now Melmetal has to face the wrath of our Groudon. So superpower is gonna connect for a decent amount of damage to our Pokemon. We are on the 50% scale, and now the Fire Punch will take their final shield. I think that double Fire Punch here just might be it for that poor Mamoswine. And if we can spend the shield here, yeah, that was a CMP for sure. We can definitely reach to another one, finish off the Mamo. Very nice counting by Xymoulis. Down goes the Mamo, and all we have to do now is to reach to an Earthquake to finish off Elemental. Can we do it though? No, instead we're gonna get to the Fire Punch. That's pretty interesting. So they're gonna get a lot of damage, and then we can farm down. Wow, that was a very close one, and that was a good game. So in the next one, we have to get immediately out of there to our Mewtwo with the Side Strikes. So here we have to go ahead and pressure a lot with those Side Strikes. They need 2 to faint, and most probably everything needs 2 Side Strikes to faint in Master League. Even a whole Dialga almost needs to. So we're just gonna keep going with the Side Strikes for a potential Focus Blast, which we do not have, obviously. And right after that, yeah, they have the pressure that they have to throw because we haven't revealed yet our second move, and they're kinda afraid on that matter. I believe that Dialga is our obvious choice here. Yeah, we have to go in with that and rely on our Groudon for the closing part. It all depends on their last Pokemon, but I think that they might have something like a Zacian or a Double Steel, because that's what always works with a Dialga as the back. So Ironhead here able to finish off their own Dialga, but we are down on shields. At this amount of HP, perhaps a whole Ironhead might just beat for the Ho-Oh, but they can shield. Yeah, of course, they can always shield. So now they go in with that Zacian, but we can still reach to the Ironhead. Big damage on the Zacian, on the Master League, and now I believe that we have to reach the double Fire Punch if we're going to have any chance at all, because Ho-Oh left the battle there with a whole nuke on its arsenal, so this can be a pretty big threat for us. So one Fire Punch for the Zacian, one more for the Ho-Oh, and the CMP because no Incinerate passed through, and that is a solid victory for our trainer. Taka with Zacian up on the lead. Once again, I think we battled this trainer. Yeah, as I can see, it was on the first battle. That is awesome, but now it's a night. So let's see, do they have the same team? Perhaps. I remember that they had Zacian up on the lead, perhaps a Mewtwo at the back. I'm not sure at all. I totally forgot. Oh, it's a Lugia, yeah, that we nuke it down with the double Shadow Ball before. Can we do it once again? Let's do it together, because Shadow Ball is coming off. They are gonna take it. They are less than 50%, which means now that one more Shadow Ball can do the trick. We can survive the Dragon Tails and the Sky Attack. That gives us time to reach to the next move, which is another Shadow Ball. Big damage and lethal for that Lugia. Down they go. Zacian returns, but now we're gonna bring Groudon into play. I totally forgot what they could have had at the back. So let's see. Close combat here for almost 50% of damage. Not gonna risk the second one, respecting the damage with the shield. At the back there's gonna be the Dialga, and now the Earthquake can always turn the Dialga out of existence. They are gonna block it. Big block by the enemy, but we can still reach to another one, and yeah, it is always a pretty nice call here to block your move if there is a potential nuke on the Dialga. Undercharging a little bit just in case we can farm down with our Dialga, and now we have to outspeed. Yes, we can, trainers. That was a pretty nice race to the charge attack, and that is a solid victory once again. Mr. Raid Goals, another kind of famous player for Go Battle League, Master League here. So we're having the Dialga on the mirror, now gonna switch out to the Zacian, and yeah, Ironhead is gonna do a tremendous amount of work against the Fairy typing. Now Mewtwo can go in because we can definitely survive one move while we can deliver the final move for their final HP levels. So here comes now the Side Strike for the nuke. Are they gonna respect the damage? No, down they go. So let's see now how they will respond, because they return to the battle with the Dialga. Pretty interesting choice. So I believe that Shadow Ball is gonna do a lot of work. Look at the damage already, almost at the red. So at the back there's gonna be the Landorus, and we have to go in not with the Dialga because it's struggling a lot against this Pokemon, but instead with the Groudon. We can definitely survive one move. It is gonna be the Stone Edge, not gonna throw the superpower yet, which is a bad move I believe, because still we can pressure a lot with those Fire Punches. And look at that, this is horrible. We are both ground types that we cannot threat immediately each other, so we're just gonna respect the superpower damage at this point, and after the debuff I'm pretty sure we can do a lot of work up against them. Not gonna seal twice because we can definitely survive one Iron Head. At this point we have already pressed the Fire Punch, gonna undercharge it, Dialga goes in, and we have to rely on the farm down here. Let's see though, can they reach to a double superpower, because it is coming, but instead it was a bait. What a cool call by Xymoulis here, delivering the win with the call, preserving the shield for the end game. Look at that, superpower now will be blocked, and down goes the Landorus. Huge block and an amazing delivering content by Xymoulis. Into the next one now, and we're having that Solgaleo up on the lead. I haven't seen this Pokemon ever. I don't even own one, I believe. I haven't done those missions at all. So anyways, we're having now the Psy Strike on the Dialga, and I think the Solgaleo is part steel, part psychic, or part steel, part fire. I have no clue at all. Did not see it up on my right either. So now we're gonna reach to another Psy Strike. And I think we can finish off the Dialga if they do not shield, which they don't. Pretty awesome. Down goes Dialga, they return to the battle with that Solgaleo, and yeah, that is Psychic up on the right. So now we're just gonna keep pressuring with our Earthquakes. So this is gonna deal not a lot of damage because it's just Psychic Fangs, but overall, Solgaleo is a pretty cool debuffer. They definitely want to avoid the matchup with Groudon, but it seems like they got algorithm here. Iron Head for the nuke against the Dragonite, and of course perhaps we need to shield. No shield at all. Okay, gonna rely on our Dragonite to finish off the battle here, on our Groudon, excuse me. So now we got the Fire Punch, a lot of energy to spare, so yeah, we have to spare it because we cannot farm down with those Matshots. The Flyer now gonna block the move. It is gonna be just another Psychic Fangs, pretty interesting to see, and now gonna get straight to the nuke. They are gonna block. Are you kidding me? Can we win this? I have no clue how this can end here. So Psychic Fangs for the finish off, and yeah, down we go. That's a bummer, but still we can still keep going into the next one, and we're facing Mewtwo up on the lead. They're getting out of the battle to their safe switch for the mirror battle, and the Dialga gonna reach to the Dragometer, and I think that right after we have to switch out. Yeah, Groudon goes in, and that makes a lot of sense. We have to block, and right after, if they get to the Dragometer, we can farm down, I believe, but still they get to the Iron Head, which is pretty smart, and now another move, just another Iron Head. We can definitely survive that. We have a lot of energy to spare. The Fire Punch for the finish off against the Dialga. And Zacian now goes in the battle, so they have already revealed their whole team, and perhaps our Mewtwo can be on a very good spot with the final Shadow Ball against the mirror. So that's looking pretty promising. Let's see together, because Fire Punch here is gonna do a lot of work, but still not enough to put Zacian into the rest. But it doesn't matter, Mewtwo now can go in, start farming up on energy, but they know that, so they're gonna bring their own Mewtwo. Can we land the big nuke? Yes, we can. Down goes their Mewtwo, and that is obviously the end game of this battle. Into the final one, trainers, and we're having the Zacian up on the lead once again. Zacian is a very good threat, an amazing threat for the whole Open Master League, so it makes a lot of sense as to why we're seeing it a lot as a generalist up on the lead. So we have to switch out to the Mewtwo, able to take those moves on our HP and the seal that we have. So now they bring into play their Dialga, and guess what? We got the Psy Strikes, always gonna bait for a potential Focus Blast. But at this point we get to a pretty smart Shadow Ball, which they are gonna take. That was awesome, and I believe that Dialga can go in and try to snipe them down. However, they can still reach to a move. Hopefully it is just an Iron Head, which we can resist, and now I believe that the Zacian will definitely return into the battle. Oh, they have the Groudon, almost the same team that we are using, so Xymoulis here is gonna go for the Iron Head for big damage, but they end up shielding. At this point, yeah, we have to take the move. It is gonna be just a Fire Punch. That was, I believe, too early. Perhaps a mistake by the enemy, or perhaps I did not count correctly at all. So now our Groudon can go in after we took both of them shields out of the way, and we are just 2 Earthquakes out of the victory. So let's see if we can reach that, because the first one is definitely coming off. Down goes the Groudon, and the Zacian is coming to the battle. Yeah, they leave the battle, and that is the final elo for you trainers. Look at that, pretty wonderful, and that is a wrap, everyone. Thank you for watching, trainers. Just be sure to leave a huge like before you go, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't, and if you want to support even more, well, joining as a member can always help with that matter. Thank you once again, and I hope to see you all into the next one. Take care, trainers.